I want to ask for people out there, what would be Iman Gadzhi's top 3 tips to have a powerful Facebook campaign, right? So say someone wants to get customers into their business, generate leads, and let's say they know nothing or barely know a little bit. After all this experience working with customers at all levels, what would your top 3 tips be to be an efficient Facebook marketer to generate leads and customers for your business?
Top 3 tips. Number 1, if you're actually looking to sign on a client, you want to look for those easy clients. So easy clients, or for example, this company that we just signed, Matcha.com, they had a podcast with Tim Ferriss, and then one with Kevin Rose, and then one with Joe Rogan. They're about to have 3 more podcast features. What that means for us is we can take the last 6 months of their pixel data. So the pixel is a thing that, you ever notice you'll go onto someone's website and then you see them like 2 minutes later on your Facebook,
That's
an
right.
ad being served to you. If you can take on a client that has some sort of pixel data, most of the time, if they haven't worked with an agency, I can backdate them 6 months and take 6 months of website traffic and take 6 months of initiate checkout or add payment info. And I can retarget those people and get really easy, just some really easy sales. Retargeting isn't too hard to do. I can just get some really easy sales, and that instills a lot of confidence in them from month 1 that, we made the right decision, because I say this all the time, every recall is a reframe. So,
I like that.
That's also why I tell all of my students, never, ever, ever manually invoice. All of my clients, sure, I have to pay Stripe 2%, merchant fee or whatever, but all of my clients are auto bill and auto invoice, and their card has to be on file for that, because every recall is a reframe. At the end of the month, I don't want them, reframing me and going, oh, is this worth it? Is this not worth it? So that's why, I don't care about the 2%. I want them auto billed.
Yeah, but I care about the long-term value of that customer. Yeah.
Exactly. But back to your question is, number 1, try to find clients with some good pixel data and good history.
What's the Facebook pixel for those who might not know?
So the pixel is, you can get something called a Facebook Pixel Helper, and it'll show up in the top right as it's a Chrome extension. Basically, a pixel is just a line of code. It's basically a cookie that tracks what a person does on the website. For me, with a client like Matcha or a client like Aura or just some of my other InfoProduct clients, we can come in and we can take past pixel data and we can then retarget those people. And that's a really easy way just to get results from like day 1. And the same thing can apply if they have a good Facebook or Instagram or even YouTube, is any sort of social. Like, for example, right now I could run an ad for you. I could run an ad for you, and we could take your entire Instagram audience, build an audience of that, build a 30-day audience of people who have visited or people who have engaged with your Instagram profile. And I said, that's just leads that are a lot warmer, because converting cold can be quite tricky.
Right.
Yeah, so that's number 1. Number 2 is study copywriting. The most important thing, like by far, is actually the creative. But study copywriting, and for me, my niche is infoproduct and e-commerce. So most of our clients 70% are infoproduct clients. And long form copy works beautifully. So yeah, just study copywriting, because honestly, like a lot of time you can't really fuck up the audience, or you can fuck that up, but you can notice quite quickly that, that vertical isn't working or whatever, and you can pivot. Most of the time it's actually just the copywriting and the creative. Those are the 2 most important things. And if you're running ads for a client, just try your best to avoid stock photo images.
Right.
Especially a lot of my e-com clients, they want photos that are very like professional, well done. But the thing is, when people scroll through their Facebook, if they think it's an ad, like you're done.
Yeah, it looks generic. Yeah.
So I guess number 1 is finding a client with good pixel data. Number 2 is just become an expert at copywriting, because that's actually the most important thing.
Which is the ability to write the words that sell on the actual ads.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And then number 3 is, that's tough. As I said, it's kind of like based on a niche by niche basis. Number 3 is actually something that's more agency, but I'll kind of plug in here when selling Facebook ad clients. On my onboarding process, I have this thing called the 90-day emotional journey, and it kind of looks like this.
Yeah.
So I say day 1, you're gonna, and I have these emojis to represent it. I go, day 1, you're gonna be happy, because day 1 to day 20, it's kickoff. You're starting to see your ads. Your mom's hitting you up saying, "Hey, son, like I saw your ad, whatever." But then from there it goes down, and that day 20 to day 20 to day 40 is when they start to reframe and they start to second guess, because at the end of the day, you're still trying to figure out, what audiences work best for them, what sort of tone of voice works best for them, et cetera, et cetera. Now, most people, and what I did was I did a rolling month by month contract. These days, it's a 3-month minimum, and then from there, it's rolling month by month. Because 3 months, make sure that, as I said, it's funny, it's usually around that day 30 where they're super emotionally charged.
Right.
Because that first excitement period is done.
Waned,
and
yeah.
now they're like, oh, where are the results? It's like working with a personal trainer. You can't get results after 30 days. You have to look at it from maybe a 3-month or a 6-month scope.
Right.
So I like to do 3-month minimum, and that just ensures that you aren't. Back in the day with my old clients, like I was stacking the odds against me because I'd be doing month by month, but it's always that day 20 to 30 where they're most on edge, and they're mainly making emotionally charged decisions.
Right.
And that's not what you want.
Especially if you're not able to give them context up front to expect that.
Yeah, exactly. So
You're not setting the expectation. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that, it's not exactly running killer campaigns, because as I said, it's kind of based on a niche by niche basis. But just making sure that you do a 3-month minimum for all of your agency clients just allows you that breathing room to relax and just, not rush things.
Very powerful.